Shalom Israel. First, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, bahasham, quadash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles, GMS Great Millstone. Shalom to you, all four like brothers out there pushing this truth and honesty and sincerity. My name is Yeshaya. I have the brother here today.
Taza Panya.
And we're going to do a video on time won't exist. You know, because right now in Babylon, stuck in captivity, you're always on some type of time frame. You know, you try to rush through your day, and your days off, they go quick as shit. And now you got to go to bed, you got to wake up tomorrow morning just to be on a clock somewhere at work. And then you get off of work, and then, you know,
You get paid chump change.
Chump change, exactly. And then you're just always on a time schedule. You know, even the Edomites say time is money, and money is the thing that they only care about. So that kind of just puts it in perspective that, like, time is a very important thing here in Babylon. And even in the times before that, when they had when time wasn't a thing, and they didn't run off of a clock or anything like that, you know, sun up, sun down, you know, even then they understood that there was a mortality to it, that eventually time was going to be up for this fleshly body that you're in, right? So with that, I'm going to get Daniel 7:27, right?
Or honestly, since you said that, spirit, hold up, it's in Ecclesiastes. Yeah, let me get this one, since you brought out how like they had a understanding that there was going to be an end to, like, what you said, mortality. Ecclesiastes 12:7, it says, "Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto the Most High who gave it." So, you know, when you die, your spirit goes into the spirit world. You know, your flesh, you know, it decomposes. And then it says, "Vanities of vanities, saith the preacher, all is vanity." All right, and you know, that's, and mind you, this is King Solomon who said it. So, you know, he was the wisest king that was ever known. All right, he had it all, and he said all was vanity, because you know that there was an expiration date to this.
Exactly. But there's not going to be an expiration date to the kingdom that we shall receive, right? So, yeah, Daniel 7:27, right, and it says, "And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people." The people's referring to 144,000, right, of the saints of the Most High, yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. So an everlasting kingdom means a kingdom that shall never have a fall to it. So far on the earth, every kingdom is fell, and it's going to fall. Babylon the Great is going to fall, right? But the kingdom that the Lord has set up for his elect people, that is an everlasting kingdom, right?
Yeah, it starts off with the elect, you know, yahawashi, 144,000 on down.
Facts. And then, you know, we could just get 2 Corinthians 4:17 real quick, just to throw it in there. It's only a short amount of time that we got to be in this, subject to this, right? You know, I like to say from the Baruch 4:23 is to suffer ye patiently, because eventually this is going to end, you know, and on our terms, in our fleshly bodies and where we're at, the time seems a lot longer than the reality of what it is, you know. On a perspective of the Lord's time, their time is different, you know. Their ways are much higher than our ways, right?
You want me to get that one?
Yeah, you can get that one. I'm gonna read 4:17 real quick.
All right.
And it says, "For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, where this far more exceedingly an eternal weight of glory," right? Eternal, we can go into the etymology of eternal, right, which really is just kind of like everlasting. It's not hard to understand.
There's no end to it. Exactly.
Eternal, meaning an age lasting, enduring, permanent, everlasting, endless, right? So we're waiting for an endless glory, you know, to say.
Yeah. Psalms 90:4, it says, "For 1,000 years in thy sight are but as yesterday when it is past, and as a watch in the night." So 1,000 years here, and you know, on earth is only one day to the Lord. So, you know, we've been through captivities, but you know, on the sight of the Lord, it's like you barely it's like you barely on punishment.
Yeah, exactly. Since you were in the Psalms, can you get that 84:10?
Psalms 84:10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Goes in that same 1,000 years.
You want me to read it?
Yeah.
All right. So Psalms 84:10, it says, "For a day in thy courts is better than 1,000. I had rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my power than to dwell in the tent of wickedness." All right, you want to break it down?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, because as the elder Kazakh says, a day in the kingdom is better than 1,000 of your best days here. All right, and it says, to be a doorkeeper in the house to my power. So just opening the door is better than to just be here. All right, because everything here is just vexing. It's the same old shit. All right, it's literally a rat race. All right, you got to deal with these demons. It's just it's terrible. All right, and what's that? Ecclesiastes 1:18. With much wisdom comes much sorrow, and with much knowledge comes much grief. So the more you know, the more you hate it here. All right, the more you want to get out of this place. All right, but we gotta, as the brother said, or the scripture says, wait patiently. All right, suffer patiently. Does it say?
Yeah, it says suffer ye patiently.
Yeah. So, but
right.
Yeah.
And I was gonna get Wisdom of Solomon too, but I'm gonna go actually to the top verse real quick to read that. And it says, "For the ungodly, 2/3 reasoning with themselves, but not all right. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy." Right. So that's that yellow spirit that we're getting into right here. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave, for we were born in all adventures. And then after this, I don't want to go too far off topic, but a lot of people spend their time on this planet in lavishness. As we read earlier, talking about the vanities. The whole entire life we lead here is just vanity, right? But the 144,000 were called in. almost said the wrong thing. Got too much vanity in my mind. The 144,000 were called in for a spiritual sense, right? We're called in for a totally different thing than what the 2/3, because let the multitude perish which were born in vain. So a lot of these people, time isn't even going to matter to them, right? Because they're going to get hell here, and then they're going to get hell in the next period. Just like the low-level Edomites here, they're getting their ass kicked right now, and then they're going to go in the kingdom and get their ass kicked. Just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah.
Because,
my fault.
But the elect, right? The elect, after they go through this tribulation, go through this travail, time is going to be extinct, grief is going to be extinct, and also as well, sin is not going to be a thing, right? We put off the mortal bodies and put on the immortal bodies. And those bodies are unable to transgress. You'll be completely unable to transgress the law. Therefore, being in a like image of Yahawah Yahawashi.
You can be perfect.
Exactly.
And when you're perfect, you can't sin. Sin is our kryptonite. Why do you think we're in this position? Because we went off. All right. But since you said I forgot what you said, but it was something along the lines of this. All right. Revelation 21:4. It says, "And the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, no more death." So we're gonna be immortal. "Neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away." All right, and that's what we're looking forward to. The former things being here. Captivity. All types of ailments. All types of tribulations and whatnot. We can go into 2 Ezra 7. Because it talks about that straight gate, I believe. Yeah, all right. 2 Ezra 7 and 18, because you're talking about suffering. And, there's a reward to suffering, all right? Now, obviously, in righteousness, all right? Because if you're a demon, you're going to suffer, all right? Everyone got to pay, all right? But, there's a reward for the elect, all right? 2 Ezra 7:18, it says, "Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for wide." All right, there's hope. All right, it says, "For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wide." All right, so you want to be a demon? Well, there's no prize for that. All right, but suffering for righteousness' sake, there's a reward for that. All right.
Even the Lord said in 2 Ezra, I believe it's the 7th chapter, that attaining this truth and walking through it in the righteous path is as thin as walking a thin line with fire on one side and a deep water on the other side.
Yeah, that's in the
and only one man can go at one time, right? So just how he's talking about the straight gate, like that's just the condition of the battle that we're in, right? Because we're trying to attain wide things, these things where we no longer have to suffer grievous things, right? You have more to go?
Yeah. This is gonna hit home. All right. 2 Ezra 7:42. He says, "He answered me and said, This present life is not the end where much glory doth abide. Therefore have they prayed for the weak. So this present life, you know, this is what these people hope for, you know, all the cars, you know, the riches, because you're not rich, you know. You got Jake thinking they made it. Like, nigga, you still in captivity, you still got to pay taxes, and niggas is dumb. All right. Thanks. It says, but the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. All right. So, you know, that's why do you think we hasten the day of the Lord? You know, we want the Lord to return, so, you know, we could be changed like him, and you know, glory in him. All right. Receive the glory as well. All right. But go ahead.
And I just want to quickly read Wisdom of Solomon 2:23. It says, for yahawah created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. Right? So just going into what the brother said too is like, eventually we're going to have to make up to that image. Like, eventually we're going to have to be a part of that image, and we're supposed to receive that eternity. That's a part of the promise. And one of the thing that the Lord Yahawah, you know, Yahweh, he cannot do is lie. You know, he's not slack on his promise. We hasten him because we understand that eventually he's supposed to come to us, and eventually it's going to happen. And it's not a matter of because you know, a lot of lukewarm motherfuckers, they always want to be like, oh, you know, you should still set up your little, you know, your savings accounts, and you should still try to get you a good cushy job, go to college, you know, indoctrinate yourself just in case. There is no just in case. They
say, well, you know, we understand the world's ending, but, you know, you still got to live. All right,
that's stupid. And then they always want to bring up that scriptures is it comes to this thief at night, you not know the time or the hour.
No man knoweth the day or the hour.
No man knoweth the day or the hour. But the matter of fact is that the prophets have been given concerning in Corinthians, the 12th chapter, I think it's the 12th chapter. It's like the spirit going into the spiritual gifts to prophesy.
Yeah,
right?
Say before.
Exactly. So we understand that these things are coming near and coming nigh, and we understood that even before, you know, beginning with even back in 1 West when the apostles were learning, and then they were learning that they were prophesying back then. They understood the things that were happening now before, you know, even I was even born, you know, and that just goes into the criticalness of it. Like, we're getting to the times where this is gonna end, you know.
We're at the last, you know, because, you know, people say, oh, y'all been saying we've been in the last days, but you got to understand that we're in the last seconds of the last days. So, like, we at like 3, 2, 1, like, there's no more minutes left. Like, this shit is done.
This shit is through. Just like how we were bringing in earlier, that the days of us are different than the days of the Lord, right? Our days, you know, we wither away after like 60, 70 years now because of this corrupt ass system. But like, it's gotten to the point that every third generation, there's only so many generations that are going to be born and cycle through before the Lord actually comes back, right? And now that we understand that the seal's been broken and this truth is going out, and the elect are being woken up, that we're even that much closer to that. Now they're trying to stop things, you know?
That is a major indicator that we're at the end, because the Lord, he gave us signs. Earthquakes, rumors of war, pestilences and whatnot, right?
Exactly.
And people say, oh, that's been happening. But yet they don't understand that it says then this gospel shall be preached basically
let me get into
it. Gospel.
And the scriptures also say, it says the end times shall be in the days of Noah, right? In the days of like where we're in now, you see wickedness everywhere. Like we just got something to eat. So we got in line, motherfucker right here wanted to get some damn pork, like fucking what do they call carnitas? But he got some pork. We walk down, we look behind us, you got this motherfucker with blue dreads. He's clearly a fruity man, blue dreads and a pink shirt. And then we go outside to eat. And then you got these fucking jigaboos all driving around and shit and their lavishness and their Kia Souls and shit. Like, you can't even go to a simple place without seeing a fucking, you know, a color pop or like some type of weird shit going on, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly, an abomination. So that's just like the days of Noah. And then all this shit got, because even in those days, they were scoffing and mocking. They were saying that it wasn't coming and that they were calling him, you know, they were calling him out. Exactly.
Yeah, scoffing and shit.
And then the Lord cleansed the whole earth.
He flooded the whole.
Just like that. It could happen at any moment in time, you know?
It was doing their bullshit, and then for the drop of rain, and they're like, oh, fuck. So imagine how, you know, it's going to be now, you know? When all of a sudden shit just turn off, lights off.
Exactly.
You can't access your phones no more. You can't post on social media. You glorify yourself. These people are fucked, bro. But Matthew 24:14, it says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." All right, and you know, this is how you know that it's not talking about Christianity, because Christianity's been around for how long?
Fucking
too damn long.
Too damn long, yeah.
And now the truth about Israelites, you know, is coming out, and all of a sudden the course of the world is changing. You know, like everyone can sense that this shit is going downhill. We're not living in normal times.
Exactly.
Like you can barely afford to live. Like everyone is suffering.
Even the Edomites understand that we're in the last times. That's why they're coming up with all these weird laws and shit. The apostles were just talking about the anti-Semitism law, or that act. I know I don't want to get too far into it, but like, you know,
no, you like, can't even. You gotta use code words like anti-Sem or Shem or
anti-salmon. You know, anti-salmon. You know, those laws. Like, you can't even.
Only because, you know, Esau.
Yeah, they be fucking with you too, but you know, anti-salmon laws, and you got the colored people. You know, those color pop laws and shit. You know, they're trying to distract you. You know, they got wars happening. There's famines happening in the world. You know, a lot of these things you can't catch on the regular news. In the news, they'll tell you the temperatures. Not only are they fucking with the temperatures, but they'll tell you the weather. They'll tell you how it's going, even though they already have the shit set up. And then they'll just tell you like some stupid shit like charity. But realistically, the prophecies are coming to fruition.
They're hiding. They thrive off secrecy. So they don't want you to know. One brother, he posted that like he posted this article apparently, and they're saying like, don't do your own research, like literally blatantly like that. It's like, bro, you just got to be an idiot to not understand the times we're living in. There's like, it's done. All right, you could stick a fork in this shit. It's done. All right, it just takes that one crisis. All right, because you look on the like the secondary, I guess you could say secondary source news articles, whatever, and it's all types of talks talking about the CBDCs, you know, microchip implants. Like, this is how close we are. All right, and this is not far off, because mind you, they have an agenda. What's that? Agenda 2030. It's 2024. Next year is going to be 2025, and you know, mind, there's like 7 billion plus people on Earth, and they want to, you know, get population down to at least like 500 million. So you think that's going to happen overnight? No, they're going to have to act. All right. What's that? Revelation 12:12. Therefore the devil shall come down with great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. So, you know, we at the end of this shit. All right.
Yeah, bottom line, we're pretty much through. And another thing is going to be through, which is the topic of the video, is that time's going to be through. There's no more fucking wake up alarms of this shit blazing your ears and shit every morning just to get up and go to a job where you don't make enough money. You know, everything costs too much. That suffering essentially is going to be gone, right?
It's going to be a thing of the past.
Yeah, that's all I got, to be honest.
Yeah, that's really it.
Shoot. I'm going to finish off with the call of yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, quadash, and shalom.